Yes, indeed. Of course, a pleasant good night to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central, of Friends and Tobago, and wherever you are. Streaming on the World Wide Web, a pleasant good day to you. This is, yes, the Corridor Transformation. Your host, plural, yes, Lennox, and of course, Joshua Smith. Right? Of course, we have a bumper program as usual for you tonight, but of course, we want to reminisce a little bit as to what transpired last time, because you see, what it does, and of course, it is said that necessity is the mother of invention. Let me repeat this. Necessity is the mother of invention. And we thought it was necessary not only to get a program dedicated to the east-west corridor and to drill down a bit to generate a subset. We look at communities that the police call crime hotspots. And then, of course, added to that are those communities that are either crime hotspots and or are deteriorated sociologically, economically, and educationally. Very important. And therefore, it questions the ability of these communities made up of people and therefore citizens and their capacity to contribute positively to national development. That is what this is all about. You see, I know that people are going to question why it is that Lennox bringing, of course, young people on the program. Incidentally, young Maya will be here every Saturday once she can. So we have confirmed that last night with her grandparents. And of course, what I expect to see, a repercussion of what we are doing, is that other young people would want to come and of course the focus. But there's another question. Why are we focusing on such young citizens? Well, by now you should know. But if you don't, let me tell you, we have looked at the problem in what I consider to be the microcosm, meaning that the laboratory, the social laboratory of East Port of Spain and Laventille, as is the case in the Beetham, as is the case in Sept, as is the case in Belmont, and we can go on and on. The fact of the matter is that all of them have a similar socio-economic and psycho-cultural problem. And therefore, it requires some kind of mass intervention. And I want to say the government cannot do it alone, even though they have a part to play. The police, it is a fallacy to say that the police could solve the problem. It's fallacious and it is frankly asinine. What I can tell you, for sure, the problem can be solved, or the problems can be solved by the people themselves who are part of the problem, who are in the problem on a daily basis, who face the issues on a daily basis, and therefore they are the ones must be responsible for the ultimate resolution to the socio-economic and psycho-cultural. In other words, whether it be gang warfare, whether it be crime, or whether it be young people being bullies, and of course violent in schools, and of course making certain that the school and the churches and even the police respond appropriately, so that the behavioral change that is required and be sustained can be achieved, so that we can be on our way to, of course, greater productivity and a transformation of Trinidad and Tobago via these communities. And don't tell me you don't understand what I'm talking about, you know, because I've always made the point. Always make the point. Just touch the knob that this, so we silence the. Yes, we have a backup system here, so we are watching ourselves on another platform or another device. So we can we didn't have that before to make the necessary adjustments when it becomes necessary. So we know we are loud and clear at this point. But the point I am making here, just before I introduce Joshua to give his opening remarks, is the fact that if we do not do something about the problem, we are doomed for the negative repercussions thereof. Very important. And our research have shown that there is a cadre of young people between, let's say, the ages of 17 or 16, yes, that early, and let's say around 25. Some of them say that to reach 25 is old age, who are engaged in criminal behavior, who are engaged in gang activities and warfare, and therefore we have to devise a special program to treat with them, and we are going to unveil it and reveal it on this program because we have been there before. We set up MLIO 16 years and to 21 years thereabout, and we have been extremely successful, so we know. But there is a cadre as well. If we do not generate what is called in education and of course in sociological terms the prophylactic approach, meaning that the prevention approach, before they can get to the state where they become conscious and be influenced by the negative elements and the crime and the of course peer pressure, etc., that is associated with that, we say we have a duty to stop that. And thus, of course, 10-year-old Joshua and others, we will accommodate. So don't tell me or you don't know or understand that. I have a difficult, of course, the mischief makers will always be with us. Just as how, according to the Bible, the poor will always be with us. And so too, of course, are those negative elements. We saw that when, of course, Moses took, today's Sunday, so I could do a little preaching as well. But Moses took the people of Israel out of what? Out of bondage in Egypt. And they were in the wilderness for some time. And then when he was called upon to, of course, get the commandments, the 10 commandments, that was supposed to be the law by which they would live according to the prescription of the Almighty, the Greater One. And when he returned from the mount, he saw bigotry, he saw idolatry, he saw, of course, fraternizing and frolic and drunkenness, and he was annoyed, as you would know if you are conscious of your biblical stories. And then, of course, he generated a wrath, and some found their demise immediately. Some died immediately, in other words. And others, of course, went on, and they eventually entered the promised land. Of course, whilst Moses did not enter, Joshua, I should have named myself Moses. Anyhow, I couldn't do that because somebody else would have done that for me. But Joshua, of course, saw them. Was it Joshua? I would like you to confirm if Joshua eventually, of course, was the person who led them into the promised land. But that being as it may, I thought it was important to lay the foundation. And don't ask me no stupid questions, and don't, of course, get on as if you are unaware of what is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And this is another element. And I want to tell you this as well before I hand over to Joshua. In spite of the negativity, in spite of the obstinacy, in spite of the obscurantists that is among us, online and of course physically, I want to tell you, we did our research and we saw that quite a lot of people, young men around these parts, have court matters. Well, let me tell you something one time. Just as how They could get this program right now because we provide free internet here from a different system, from a different provider. But we find we didn't. We want to thank B Mobile for assisting us. But they are right outside there on their cell phones, on their smartphones, and they are, among other things, taking in this program tonight. We provide that. So we saw the problem. And the other problem we saw was that many of them have court matters for one nature or another. And what we have decided to do is to provide a room in this building. We have already sourced the computer. Yes. And we are going to set up a virtual court. In fact, I'm hoping that the Chief Justice, who will receive his letter tomorrow, just as the President has already received hers as far as Joshua is concerned, to have, of course, a virtual court set up according to their approval right here, so that these young people don't have to find themselves going here, there, and everywhere and exposing themselves and dying in the process. One incident caused a whole what? Yes, a whole SOE, state of emergency. Remember that? When the young man came out from the Besson Street police station, and then of course he was gunned down, and then it triggered a whole series of incidents that caused, of course, the police to advise that the then government under Rowley should call a state of emergency to preempt more deaths and, of course, the savagery that emanates and evolve out of these kinds of acts. So we are going to do that. I don't care what all you say. We have to save these young people, and they are part of the community. And maybe I'm doing something to save those who believe that they're here to turn stone. I don't want to be in a situation when I cannot move again, and I'm trying to live my life in a way that I could enjoy my senior years, and these young people breaking down the door, or they trying to do me harm. We have to save them, to save us, and to prevent that. But at the same time, making certain that Trinidad and Tobago is in a good place. And why I am saying all of that, I'm saying that we have to do it because Trinidad and Tobago, when advisories are issued against us, whether it be from America, United States, I'm talking about Canada, England, or any other European country, whether it be France, Italy, Germany, etc. Only one place is mentioned in those advisories. Don't go to Trinidad, but if you go to Trinidad, don't go on Nelson Street, East Port of Spain. So we have a duty on a sustainable basis to find ways and means to not only dispel and not only cause for these countries' governments to say, well, no longer Trinidad is that violent, so we could move that away. Why? Because if we do not do it, people, those of you who have stick breaking heads, according to what you now know that the PNM leadership has stick breaking heads. Well, if you don't, then international investment, direct and indirect foreign investment, will not come to Trinidad. And therefore, the opportunity for more work and the expanding of the economy and the GDP and the improvement thereof of our financial circumstance, including, of course, the acquisition of more foreign exchange, will be muted or not forthcoming. That is why. So this is not right here. This is long term, and we are seeing way beyond. And therefore we have a duty. So when they say that the community itself has generated its own virtual court, what does that say to these people? It says that we are doing something sustainable by the community, for the community, or for those who may find themselves on the wrong side of the law, which of course Trinidad and Tobago has a reputation for. We have been deemed the sixth most violent country in the world. In the world. And it's these advisories, apart from the fact that we have the reputation of per capita of being, of course, the smallest country in the world, in the Western Hemisphere, to have what? They have the most amount of terrorists. That is all over the globe. So let us, if you want to get angry like me tonight, get angry. Because there are persons who would see this as trivial. But they are in the minority. And they would wish to be where we are today. And of course, doing what we are doing. But out of shame and out of inability to manage anything, they then of course try to criticize instead negatively. But we are not going to fall for it at this point in time. I see a call coming, but I want to introduce, let Joshua introduce himself and quickly, and then of course we will get down into, yes, he has to read of course the invitation, well, I should say the request to the President, Her Excellency, to come to visit his school, one, and two, I think he has a experiment he wants to do on the live with what we know as piwa. I don't know the scientific name for it, but there must be a scientific name. But I know it is a product of a palm, it's just like the coconut, and just like what we will get in what we call palm trees and so on. So he has something. You know it as piwa, I know it as piwa, but first time he is seeing it, and not seeing it, but eating it, chewing it, and his mother gave him an idea as to how to consume it, how to eat it. All right, so without further ado, let me go straight to Joshua, make your introductions, and then of course we can move forward with the show tonight. Go ahead.
Good night, everybody. I have some piwa seeds and a piwa. Oh my.
Yeah, because part of it might be a bit green. So because of the background, you may not get the yellow or the orange. All right, okay, right. So we get the orange.
Here's it with the skin.
Oh, with the skin, right? Okay.
Without the skin.
Without the skin, all right.
And the nut.
And the nut.
The nut has coconut inside of it.
All right. So and that is the center of the fruit of the piwa.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So what you want to tell them again about it?
This is what it looks like.
All right. Okay. Right. Is it chewable? Is it edible? Can you eat it?
Yes. Is it very well?
All right. Well, don't eat it on camera, son, because I mean I don't want you to choke because you had to talk. Come on a little bit, senior, going in and out of the frame, of the picture frame. All right, so that being as it may, did you formally say good night, etc. already? Yeah, you did that. Okay. I want to make sure that, because you know etiquette is important, and when they flounder, when they lapse a bit, you have to of course remind them. Remember that you can't beat them into submission, but you can remind them because you are in charge as a parent. But go ahead.
Wait, I have a story to tell you. I remember that from my old school, and I don't want to make the school look bad, but at the same time, I just don't want to keep it mad. Mind if I say?
Yeah, go ahead. I hear you. You don't want to make the school look bad, but yet still you're talking like if you want to make it look bad. So I don't know. But go ahead.
I don't want to make the school look bad, but here we go anyways. So, it's had a time when I was in my old school. I won't say name. We all probably know the name already.
Talk a little louder now, man. People want to hear every syllable, every word that you...
Okay.
Yes, right, good.
So, it's had a day I went to school, and lunchtime, it had this girl, I don't know her name, anything. She was in standard 5 when I was in school.
What class you were in at that time?
Standard 2.
Standard 2, okay, good. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this is very serious. She brought a vape
She did what?
She brought a vape.
She what?
Brought a vape.
She brought
Brought
a vape. Oh, I see.
Brought.
All right, okay.
Brought a vape.
Yeah, those things that you smoke.
Yes.
Oh, all right, okay. Go ahead.
Those things was strictly not allowed in school. No children should have that.
Okay.
It was 3 or 4 girls. I don't know. I know it wasn't 5 and I know it wasn't 1. No, it wasn't 2. 3 or 4.
Okay.
And one of the teachers or one of the the principal, vice principal probably, caught them and sent them up to the principal office.
All right.
When you go up to the principal office when you do something wrong, she beats you. Let's just say that.
You sure? You sure? Because I mean that is not permissible. So be careful here. She doesn't scold them or not like that. She actually use a whip or something.
Not a whip. My experience from that. First time, she hit you soft.
It's just so okay.
If you do it second time in a row, she hit you harder.
Okay, with what? With what? Or with her hands? What she does?
She don't do it with her hand. She
Alright.
does it with a belt. I don't want to make the school look bad.
All right, okay. Well, don't mention the name of the school now because we don't want to
Nope.
put anybody in trouble.
But
Go ahead.
she. Let me get straight to the point. I wouldn't stick.
All right, okay, right. So he's sensitive, of course, because of what is being said. But that has been his experience that he saw. But very interesting, however, in the vapor episode. Yes. Why you think those girls would have want to bring a vapor implement to school? Why didn't that happen?
I really don't know.
You really don't know.
They just wanted to try smoking or whatever.
Or they probably try smoking. All right, let's go to the line because see we have a caller coming in there, and of course prepare yourself to read the. Let's get a caller. All right. All right. Let me just get your mic here. Pleasant good night. Welcome.
Is your program on tonight?
Yes, it's on right now as we speak. We are seeing ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. Okay, all right. That person was hastily wanted to find out if we were on. Normally, I would use this mic to, of course, bring it close to the handset so that you don't see it. But he's here, and normally he would not be here when that is happening. But go ahead. Yeah. So So where were we? About why they would bring such an implement to school, breaking the rules, obviously, and what would have been your views as to those young girls who would have been so engaged? Why, you must have a view, or if you didn't, well, tell us as well.
I don't know.
You don't know. Oh, all right. Well, of course, that being as it may, let us go straight to the letter that he wrote to the president. Let's get it and let him read it in its entirety, and then, of course, that will consume the 15 minutes that we have with him, so that we can get on with the other parts of the program. Go ahead.
My name is Joshua.
You want to lower it because people ain't see your face. They want to see your facial expression and all of that. Right. Okay, right, go ahead.
Her Excellency,
Yeah.
Miss Christine Kala Kangalu, ORTT. Or
I don't know about to say what ORTT go. You go ahead. You go right ahead.
might just cut to the chase, if you would let me.
Go ahead.
There, Her Excellency.
People, he is a bit yet still under the weather, so you, and but he insisted on coming on, and I, as an incorrigible father, would concede. Let me put it that way. But go ahead.
Her Excellency, my name is Joshua Smith. I am 10 years of age. I live in the community of George Street and Nelson Street, which people say is very bad. To be truthful, police visits and rough people up, especially young people regularly. We are seen as a poor community, while the area has ugly buildings, very ugly. Homeless people roam the streets day and night. Excellency, parents have to warn their children of the dangers of the streets because of drug pushers and drug takers. Violence and bullying is something that we all know very well. I know that this is bad and I do not participate in bullying like all the good parents in the community. We are told over and over and over that violence and bullying is not good. We shall not do it too. I will be attending my new school, Eastern Boys, from tomorrow.
Go ahead. That's what the letter says. Go ahead.
September, 9th of September. This was made 9th of. This is because I was transferred from my old school, Belmont Government Primary. Most of the students from the immediate community are from behind the bridge. No, immediate community. I am determined to show, not because we are free from behind the bridge, George Street and Nutter Street, that we are not disciplined and can do and else. I just can't start over.
No, you can't start over. With the paragraph, go ahead. I know that you're having a little throat problem, but go ahead.
I can start over from Nelson Street.
Nelson Street, yes, go ahead.
Nelson Street, that we are not disciplined and cannot do good things. I believe that we can do better than persons from the richer communities. Excellency, at this point I would like to invite you to my new school and the surrounding community. If you are unable to visit, I hope that I can visit you to have a chat on the children's daily experiences in the in these parts. We have good parents, we have bad parents, we also have people who try to assist. At the age of 10, I know we all can do better. Looking out for an early and positive response. Please be safe and I will be praying.
Who's come from? Who's come from?
It came from Joshua Smith.
Just Smith. All right, beautiful. All right, so he struggled there in terms of he's under the weather, but at least he completed the exercise, which is important. Completing, I always tell him complete, and I suppose he was determined to do so. Let me just quickly read it for you so that you get a double understanding as to what the intention is. Of course, it's Joshua Smith, new student of Eastern Boys Government Primary School, number 55 George Street, Port of Spain. Phone numbers, of course, Monday the 8th, so this would have been Monday the 8th. Her Excellency, Mrs. Christine Carla Kangaloo, ORTT, the Office of the President, President's House, Queen's Park, Savannah, Port of Spain. Subject, invitation to visit my school, Eastern Boys Government. Dear Her Excellency. Yes, it's Her Excellency. Excellency. Of course, last night we had our young friend, guest, who, of course, had to be corrected in that regard, because you call ministers and the Prime Minister and so on, of course, honorable, and when in Parliament you will hear them say honorable friend, honorable this, honorable that. But when coming to the President, you say excellency. And as well as ambassadors as well, you call them excellencies. All right, so that is important. Yeah, ambassadors. Yeah.
Ambassadors, excellence.
Yes, excellence. All right, let's continue. My name is Joshua Smith. I am 10 years of age and live in the community of George and Nelson Streets, which people say is very bad. To be truthful, police visit and rough people up, especially young people, regularly. We are seen as a poor community while the area has ugly buildings. Homeless people roam the streets day and the night.
Full stop.
Excellency, parents have to warn their children of the dangers of the streets because of drug pushers and drug takers. Violence and bullying is something that we all know very well. I know that this is bad and I do not practice bullying. All right, okay, well done. Like all the good parents in the community, we are told over and over that violence and bullying are not good, right? I will be attending my new school, Eastern Boys, from tomorrow. Of course, that's the day before, well, after this letter was supposed to be sent and written. This is because I was transferred from my old school, Belmont Government Primary. Most of the students are from the immediate community. I am determined to show that not because we are from behind the bridge, George Street and Nelson Street, that we are not disciplined and cannot do good things. I believe we can do better than persons from the richer communities. Excellency, at this point, I would like to invite you to visit my new school and the surrounding community. If you are unable to visit, I hope that I can visit you to have a chat on the matters I have written about earlier: violence, bullying, crime, poverty, etc. are part of children's daily experiences in these parts. We have good parents, we have bad parents. We also have good people who try to assist. At the age of 10, I know we all can do better. Looking out for an early and positive response. Please be safe, and I will be praying. Joshua Smith. All right. So that's it, son. Any other thing you want to raise with us before we open up the lines and we have you, of course, make your departure, and we open the lines for the other segment of the program? But I hope that my opening salvo would have give a clear indication as to why this segment is so important for parents, for the community, for community leaders, for the children themselves, so that they take pattern. Of course, you're seeing Joshua in the background there. He was held as a baby by, of course, the present Prime Minister, and now 10 years later, he is here with us, but he had to give her a copy of the picture where he didn't know anything about then, where she was, of course, holding him in her arms. Yes.
I was supposed to give her the laminated picture, but I ended up keeping it. I didn't know why. She didn't want to take it. She didn't insist. She just
But she didn't know it was a gift, I suppose. That's why.
I didn't know either.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else that you want to share with us? All right. Okay. Well, I have one before though. One before though. Last time we talked about the use of a and an before a noun, and what's a noun, by the way?
A noun is a person, place, animal, or thing.
Right. Very important. But you see, we are dealing with language, and in this case, of course, it's grammar. But because it's language, we are talking about words. So the 8 parts of speech, for example, in the English language, you always say, if you are asked what is a noun, you say it is a word, because it's language we are dealing with. So you always say a word. What is the adjective? A word, and then you go ahead. If it's a preposition, a word, and then you go ahead. All right? Very important. So let's say what is a noun?
A noun is a person, place, animal, or thing.
A
word.
Oh, a word, right. All right, that names, of course, the name of a person, place, animal, or thing. All right, anything else?
I feel not very sick, but kind of sick. My head is hurting a little bit, so
All right.
I'll be passing in like some minutes or some seconds.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks very much for that sharing of the information that you did with us tonight. Let me give you an opportunity to make your departure by, of course, let's put on the song that we know. Today is Sunday, so we are saying that you must have faith. Yes, people, of course. In this segment, of course, we will look at some of the current issues. The line is open, 3376940, 3376940. Don't forget, of course, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell, of course, all and sundry. I know that pretty soon what we'll have is that a live audience just around. We want to close off that. We want to stick to that 10-minute space, 10 to 15 minutes. Why? Because they have to go to sleep and they have to go to school, etc. So you don't want to take up too much of their sleeping time. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I think is good from 8 o'clock. So by 1:15, we are complete. Of course, we started a bit late, and so we are going to, of course, end up short. But that being as it may, the fact of the matter is that we have been able to accomplish what we set out to accomplish, and that is to explain why this segment, and we hope that it will bring a high degree of not just attention but discipline, and of course benefit to parents, the students or the children, and the community, the wider community, to participate in the process, because we still have a Herculean task with respect to the older ones who may or may not be engaged in criminal behavior, gang, etc. And why am I saying that? I'm not saying that by accident, you know. If you look in today's Newsday, you will see that the police held two young men. I understand it might have been a stolen car scenario, but that is irrelevant. What is important to me is that one was held. His place of address was St. Paul Street, and the other one Lavent Hill. What is even more disturbing is that both of them were either between 16 and 17 years of age. You know what I say? I say between 16 and 17. And don't get me vexed before I play it tonight, you know, or read it out tonight. This is the serious situation that we have found ourselves in, and that is just a microcosm of what is happening out there. Remember that over, and I'm being conservative here, over 14,000 young people would have come to the end of their secondary school life last July. And just about 5% of that number would have either repeat or go on to A-levels. But the fact of the matter is that huge number, that deficit, that difference must be concerning and must be engaging the attention of policymakers. And if they don't, well, they know tonight. Because that 14,000 thereabout is on top of the 14,000 that left school last year, July. And the year before that. And the year before that. Understand, we have a challenge of attracting and making sure that these young people are not subjected to the old cliche, the devil finds work for idle hands. You see, I can tell you without fear of contradiction, because I have been part and parcel and with the creation of alternatives or solutions. When back in 1984, when those young men came out of the youth camp, and of course from Serval and other places, and told us, listen, we have these certificates and so on, but we have to lime. Why we have to lime? While we have to, of course, engage and be susceptible to the negative elements, because remember, life is not a one-dimensional scenario, no. That everybody going to be priests or everybody are morally upright, especially in communities such as East Port of Spain, Lavantel, Beetham, Silat, Chumaca, Belmont, etc. No. The negative elements will be out there, waiting, of course, to pounce, as they say the devil does. And so when you are now out of school, fresh out of school, you are seen, of course, as a fresh target. Fresh target. Let's go to the lines. We have to go. We give way to the callers all the time. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Good night, my brother. How are you doing? This is my brother.
Yes, man. Go ahead, my friend. Yes.
How are you doing? I just watching Joshua on the TV there.
Yes.
How are you doing? You all right? All right, here's what happened. I just called for one thing because this internet is my brother. He gave me some trouble.
Okay.
But here's what happened. I was reading on the papers about a young man by the name of Brendan D'Souza.
Yes.
He got 8 ones.
Yeah, that's from St. Babs. St. Babs, yes. I comment to that. Yeah, I comment to that because there's a.
All right.
Yeah, I must mention that. I must mention that. Yes.
I just called to mention it to congratulate him.
Good.
And his mother too.
Yes.
Congratulations to both of them.
Yes.
And I wish them all the best.
Yes, man.
All
yes,
right,
man.
I'll call in the week. You go ahead, because I see you on a roll.
All right, I hear you, my friend. Thank you very much for that reminder. If I omitted to mention it, thank you very much. And it shows how alert the rest of the country is and focused on communities like these. Very important.
I am.
Yes, man. Thank you very much.
My friend.
Yes, okay then.
Okay.
Yes. Very important, people. You see, I have always said that if you solve the socio-economic and psycho-cultural and all of the other ills, including the physical the development and the infrastructure improvement and so on, you would have done a yeoman service to Trinidad and Tobago in the sense that you would have solved the question of crime and criminality. The young man that the caller just mentioned, he's from St. Babs. I mean, and you can't get it worse than that in the context in which we are speaking. And yet, in spite of the challenges, he was able, of course, to enter CIC and, of course, get all ones in the 8 subjects that he took at the Caribbean Certificate, Secondary Certificate examination. But I have always argued that Lavantel must not be an aberration. It must be a commonality. That's the big difference. But let's go to the lines. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Yes, Dr. Lennox. Good night to you, sir.
Good night to you as well, my friend.
Congratulations on young Joshua there, man.
Yes,
Brilliant.
man. yeah. He coming along. He coming along fine. I'm very proud of him.
Nice. So I sent something to you tonight, right?
Okay.
Right. I already look at it closely. It's about three years back. 3 years back. Kenyan with Stuart Young. And I want you to go over it and tell me what you think. I'll call you back, but I'll make a comment also.
Okay. Well, why not give me a heads up? Give me a heads up, and then I could be where we'll be on the same page. Yeah.
You see, the lies they were telling for all these years, right?
Right.
He told Richard Quest, international financial analyst, that the country will benefit a lot during the COVID period with extreme wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are well off. So you're lying to the world. The citizens could never be well off. And you will use the money to pay debts. Right?
Yes.
Which was a lie. Because people are suffering. Lennox.
Yes, boy.
That's why we have so much of crime and criminality. Right? No jobs for our young people. So they're not occupied. And they had to turn to the gang, the various gangs, and crime came out just went out of hand. Right?
Yes. So,
So
true.
we had the first, second, and third highest murders in 24, 22, and 23.
Yes, boy.
Home invasion. Understand there were 500 home invasion in 2024. That says a lot. And then you having these people that just get me vexed when I see them making the comment because they should be ducking for cover. The Minister of Finance talking about $15 billion in deficit. And then we had Dan Paul who said something else, $9 billion in deficit. That's the budget that Kamala supposed to have to read out. But who have it like that? It didn't happen after April 29. They were there for 9 years and 6 months. So they should be ducking for cover after spending so much money, $600 billion that they read through 10 years budget, plus we borrow $144 billion, Dr. Lennox.
Yeah, boy.
Where did that money go? Where? So I will call back. Because other people, Friday night, Thursday night I was trying to make a contribution, but people were calling, so I had to say, let me give way.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you. Thank you very much.
But I know people dying to get in, and plus you have your contribution.
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Right?
indeed.
So I will try to call a bit earlier because I like to take some contribution.
Yes, appreciate that.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So you take care.
Yes,
You take care.
of course, and reciprocally, I will, of course, try to stick to the time frame with Joshua for more reasons than one. I've already explained some of them. That is, of course, he has to get to bed early, he has to go to sleep in the morning, and then you'll get more time for callers to, of course, make their contribution as well. But it's important that we understand the rationale behind having these young people make their contributions and to demonstrate to other young people that there are alternatives, and whether your forte may not be that of Joshua's, for example, or whether you want to be a scavenger, you end up being a scavenger, you being an office cleaner, you being a carpenter, being a seamstress, being a hairdresser, being a cosmetologist, they call them, or a janitorial technician, whichever. Be the best. That's the point. Let's go to the line again. Let's go to the line. Yes, indeed. Let me just make sure that we have. Right. Let me just. Sorry about that, Mr. Tatagarigo. Sorry about that. The line just wasn't my fault. It just stopped. So you can call back. But the point I am making is that whatever vocation, life, as unpredictable as it is, when your journey would have begun from the time of birth to when you become conscious. I'm talking about a full-fledged citizen, 18 years and above. Wherever you end up, be the best you can. Conscious of the fact that you are not an island unto yourself. We are a rules-based society. We live under rules or laws, and we have to respect those laws. There's the criminal law, and there's the tort, they call it, which is called civil, basically civil, yeah, where you have to also respect. Like, for example, you could talk about someone, you cannot trespass on your neighbor's property, for example, because you want an extra piece of land, etc. No, that's wrong. Right, so it's very important. And at the same time, we must not lose that, what I consider to be gift of humaneness, of etiquette, of empathy and sympathy, of being our brother's keeper and sister's keeper as well. understanding that life is a gift, one, but secondly, where you end up is not necessarily on a platter, except of course if you are born into, of course, the richer, small 1% community where your life is literally always almost carved out for ultimate prosperity. But let's go to the line. Let's go to the line. And you live a decent life there. But even if it is poor, like in Lavantil, Beetham, etc., you can also carve a healthy and good life, satisfaction. I always say, in your best interest and your family's interest and in the nation's interest. In other words, don't gravitate to a life of crime. Always ends up bad. And we're going to be talking about that with Joshua and others in due course. Let's go to the lines. A pleasant good night to welcome to the corridor. Yes, San Fernando, go ahead. The whom? Oh, the boogeyman. Oh, yeah. He's at it again. Tell me, because I don't pay attention to what I consider to be nonsensical rhetoric that is self-serving. It is already nonsensical. It is already rhetoric and it's self-serving. Well, you don't want it worse than that. But go ahead. All right. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm even going to talk a little louder because I am getting a slight difficulty, but go ahead. Right, go ahead, yes, go ahead. I'm sure they're hearing you, but I was, because, yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. No problem, man. We all have moments like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yes, yes. I hear you. You see, one of the obvious difficulty the opposition has at this point in time is to disassociate themselves with the morass and the quagmire that the present government has found itself in because of their doing, so that they have inherited the morass and the decadence and the destruction, and try as they may, as we have seen yesterday, where Imsbert attempted to try to create a square peg in round hole argument, or not try, but created a square peg in round hole argument by trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, when he tried to condense 9-point-something years of them at the helm of Trinidad and Tobago's affairs into just about 100 days. Everybody knows that that is an impossible equation. But he will still say it, demonstrating a level of not just desperation, but dunderheadedness and obtuseness of unlimited proportion. Go ahead, my friend. Yes. No, well, that's what they do. But nobody with a modicum, a morsel, a infinitesimal of common sense will take them seriously. You see, they're too greedy for power. They're so greedy for power that they can't wait for genuine mistakes to be made. They're concocting and creating, elusive mistakes. Elusive mistakes. You understand what I'm saying? Elusive mistakes that does not conform with any level of common sense whatsoever, because they hurry. Let a little year or two pass now, but they want to go immediately. Somehow they believe that they could say that, and next week they go get back into government. That is mad people behavior. But go ahead. Yes. Yes. There is a concoction or a bunch of mad people, an assembly of mad people. And he's claiming that he was the best, when his own friend, who he did a stadium in Grenada for, sue him for incompetence because it fell down. He come in Trinidad now, and Rowley make him the finance minister, and the entire treasury fell down. But he alone is claiming, with of course his mad associates, that somehow he was some kind of financial guru, when in fact he has demonstrated a level of incompetence, a level of quackness unprecedented. Yeah. Yes. So thanks very much, yes, sir, for your engagement. Yes, indeed. I saw another call coming in, and I took it off because I'm hoping that it is on the system itself, so I don't have the challenge of having to put you on the microphone that is in studio, the other microphone, in order to get your contribution. I'm hoping so. So call back. Call back, and let's see if we can get you on the system itself. It's much better. All right. So I've asked the callers. The callers is more than one of them to call back in order to get their contribution. All right. But I want to say that there is nothing. Let's go to the line one time. Yes, let's go to the line. Yes, so we are here. Let's see, you're supposed to be in. What's the problem? Why isn't he? Why isn't it registering? All right, let me just take it off, start again. Sorry about that, caller. Try again and see. I don't know if something went wrong, but I did not get you at all. Right. All right, try again, caller, and then we will, I'm sure that we will rectify. We'll have to take you on the handset and to go the roundabout way that we have been doing for some callers because of the inability to have a system where we have a call waiting arrangement. We don't have it, and therefore when someone is on the line, we are unable to say wait or take the call just after. Let's see what's happening here again. All right, going once, going twice. All right, good. Right, it appears that we are in a better place now. Let's see. Right, good. We're in a better place now. Pleasant good night. Welcome.
Hey, Lennox.
Hey.
Kendrick. Hey, I came in late. I was fixing something with truck on one of my brake line and the brake chamber just.
All right, you know how it is with mechanical things. They like Murphy's Law.
I wanted to finish quick and come and lie on.
Yeah, like Murphy's Law. If something has to go wrong.
Some light there.
All right, it will as the worst possible time.
Broken,
yeah.
Anyway,
go ahead.
Mr. Lennox, I heard a little part of one important thing.
Yes.
Hey, listen. He only talking about garbage because let me tell you why.
Go ahead.
He only kind of want to distract everybody else and talking about nonsense, and he know he talking nonsense.
Yeah.
To distract you for the money missing in the treasury. Right? He don't want to talk. Nobody want to talk about. He try to make all kind of thing ring around. So nobody will concentrate in nonsense he talking. But the real matter of it, he don't have to be there. He just want to be there. The amount of money he has, all about the place. He don't need to be there. But he had to play this propaganda business for everybody to.
But let me ask you something. Do you think anybody of significance is taking him on? Because here it is. There were people who would have had trepidation, fright, when Imbert stand up and talking, and of course attacking and calling people vacuous and dunderheaded and obstinate. But now is like flowing water, maybe similar to the torrential rains that we're having now and the floods. They just spitting him out. They just seeing him as garbage, as nonsense, as he continues, of course, to spew for relevance. What do you think? What's your view on that?
Yep, but PNM no. The PNM no, he talking about garbage.
I hear you.
They all know. Mr. Lennox.
Yes.
I'll send you some videos and things, and when you had that time, look at it.
No problem.
It's some international over here. What is going on over here?
Okay.
That people, because I don't want to come on live and talking on the ground report because They don't know what's going on here. They're talking things that they don't know about. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I send you some vital. Those are soft stuff that I do some research and
All
I
right.
do some research. And
I'll
I
take a look at it
send them
tonight
for you.
because I have another
No, whenever
caller's
you have the time, it's a couple
material
video.
here.
I sent for Andy too, but
Yeah.
But when you had the time, glimpse on it and listen to it, and tell me what you think when you come in the ground report, and you got to listen to what people say.
Yes.
Because these things are happening here is affecting Trinidad, and all these things are going on, and all these things are happening, and all these people get shot and this and that. But all these things have a story behind it.
Yeah.
And why it is. So I give it to you to learn. So people will be talking on the ground report, and I start laughing. I said, where they get this information from? You know what I mean? It's not true.
All right.
So it's true in a sense that, but they have it in the wrong conception about the character of that person, because something brings something when you do something.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
of course, there's cause and
So-
effect. Yeah, cause and effect.
Yes,
You know,
cause-
there's always
cause
yeah, yeah,
effect.
yeah.
Right, so I just give you that thing. But anyway, let somebody else come on the line. I won't give you
I
back
will,
the
I will,
update
my
already.
friend. Thank you very much, sir, for. Thank you very much for
already.
giving me. Thank you very much for giving me. Yes, indeed.
All right.
All right, my friend. So that was our American friend, who, of course, is on his usual trek, transporting items from different states and to different states. Let's go to the line. Let's go to the line. Professor, good night. Welcome to the corridor. Professor, good night. Welcome to the corridor. Professor, good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Hey, good night, Mr. Lennox.
Good night to you, my
everybody's
friend.
on the chat.
Yes, man.
Good night to Trinidad and Tobago. Mr. Lennox,
Yes.
I want to talk systems, right? Just allow me a minute or so.
No
Right?
problem.
I don't want it to be long. I try to be short as possible.
All right.
Listen, hear what I'm saying. The Constitution, right? From the time it was written by Eric Williams and the first president, what's his name again?
Ellis Clark.
Ellis
Clark,
Clark,
Ellis
right?
Clark,
That's the
yes.
man, right? That's the man. Yes. Listen, them put systems in place so politicians could get away when they do the corruption and all kind of thing, because that has been happening ever since, right? We become a nation and a republic, right? Now, here it is going on. Since politicians, that system is in place for them to get away. Now, anti-Cammons and them is in office now, right? Them have to deal with the Constitution, right? Because they have a majority. And since they have a majority, they need to work on the Constitution to ensure that people like Imbert and Rowley and them get locked up, Them have to get locked up, Them have to change that system and bring legislation in this country to lock up politicians for thieving and robbing this country, Because people fed up. How these politicians get locked up? With all this sort of corruption going on in the country? Look what's going on in the last 10 years or so. Right? Massive corruption in the place, and massive alleged corruption also. Right? You go tell me a man like Brian Manning, 125 million, I think, because you want to buy some place from but this fellow name is man. Anyway, what I really aim at is this: where he get all that money from to start with. Then you have Cummins, his wife and his daughter with all them millions, right? Where them getting that money from? They have to answer for that money, and in most cases they may not be able to even answer about all them millions and all these kind of things. And that whole entire PNM party for the last 10 years or so. Look at Stuart Young and Stuart Young family and the brother and all of them, right? These people have to get locked up. They have to be accountable and they have to answer for what they went on in the last 10 years. You can tell me last 10 years, it had what 10.5 billion, right, at anti-cams and them leave the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, plus over 500 million excess liquidity. And on top of that, all they went and borrowed $144 billion and sink Trinidad and Tobago in a hole. And people suffering in this country. Who does run a country like that? Now politicians have to get locked up, and anti-cams and them have to bring legislation in place to lock up these people. Anyway, go on. God bless. Let me give somebody a chance.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. I think you have you have touched a very sensitive area, sensitive in the sense that you will get a lot of sympathy for that position. And I have been saying on this program from time immemorial that, and I call it blue lights and silver bracelet, is inevitable. I want to tell you that I am satisfied that there are indications, there are signs, there are prophetic, if I want to call it that, or use another term, there are harbingers to show that that is on the cards and will be. When an attorney general tells you that I will go to war with you, and some of those persons' names that you mentioned there, and of course other members of the opposition today, not the government, on the opposition today, who were part and parcel of that conspirators team of individuals, a criminal enterprise called the PNM, that of course wasted away and destroyed and conspired to deprive us. We know it is inevitable. But let's go to the lines. The line is open. A pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Yes, good night to Lennox. Good night to all the right-thinking citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. This is someone here calling.
Hey, yeah,
a pensioner.
Yes. We have some information that we have to share, but after tomorrow, I will know what is happening, because there's a outstanding matter with that pension that you have been inquiring about. Go ahead.
Yes. What I really call for is to show the public that if Lennox Smith could give free internet to his community, and yet we are what you call tax-paying citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, these governmental buildings, especially the hospitals or the health centers, when we pensioners, well, I am a pensioner, when we pensioners go into them, these facilities, we don't even have access to internet. Yet all these buildings and they are equipped with what you call internet. But this internet is only allowed to the workers and friends and family. And I find that is so wrong. I really feel that it is a low-hanging fruit. And I believe that we all could benefit from low-hanging fruits like this one. That is my firm belief.
My friend, you are a sagacious individual. Your sentiments resonates with me, and I want to tell you, go to the top of the class. You see, because it's not just that segment, that niche, but I believe that the entire country must be connected at the cost of the state, and that
I agree.
strategic public buildings must be so equipped so that the young people, even though, because you say that you're giving them a laptop, every one of them, of course, they missed out with the last myopic administration, but certainly as we move forward and we have vision and we have, of course, foresight and a future, then one expects that the entire country should be connected, so that anywhere you go, you are able to reference information, reference your dictionary, reference international developments, reference opportunities, reference the news from whatever part of the globe it is, and of course get it translated as well, because the internet has that capability now that we have artificial intelligence, AI, as part and parcel of our normal daily activities in the contemporary world, and Trinidad and Tobago is part of that. So I want to commend you for that. I am of a different view. I heard that argument on the ground report, but I stood clear of that argument because I thought that it ought to have been so that you don't put a TV in the waiting room and then say that you are providing. No, the person may want to communicate. They may want to, of course, not see that which you have provided, and therefore the democratization of the whole process and the freeing up of the whole process towards educating and to freeing up the intellectual capacity of the people. All of that is part and parcel of what the internet can produce if you give them the connectivity that we are talking about. So I want to commend you for that.
Yeah, you see, why I am so convinced about it is because of the fact that I was a patient in the hospital.
Okay.
And I wanted to send a message to my family and I just couldn't do it because I had no money in my phone. So when I asked to access, they denied me. And I believe if patients, right, whether in the health center or whether in the hospitals, have access to it, I believe our blood pressure wouldn't be so high.
That's right.
I believe I really believe we could get some help just by having access.
But if there's a place greater than the top, then I want you to go to the tippy top, because you have raised a very valid point. That, take for instance, if a prescription is given and you are doubtful or you have doubts, or just for information's sake, you can reference your smartphone and find out what the doctor just said, because they speak in gibberish. So they may tell you to take a procedure or a particular medicine that there may be an alternative for, because there are pros and cons in every aspect of human development and operation and activity, and therefore you'll be able to make a wiser decision and tell the doctor if he may have overlooked. Well, listen, no, I prefer to get this one because this is what was discovered, let's say, in the United States recently or in some other part of the world. That is what we are talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, because what you say in there, it actually happened to me. Because when I carry my prescription in the dispensary, they say they don't have this, they have that, but go back to the doctor, join the line, and then the doctor will make corrections to the prescription and bring it back.
You see? And when you could have referenced it on the internet and tell the doctor, listen, give me 2 prescriptions, just in case one and work. Oh, one is not available. Yeah, because you have knowledge. You have knowledge at your at your fingertips, literally. Why not provide that to the people? And it doesn't matter whether it's the hospitals, whether it's the schools, whether it's the community center, or whether it's the sporting facility. Give it universally. That's right.
Open it up, man.
That's right. Yes, man. So I hope that what we have done, by providing free internet to the immediate community in these parts will demonstrate how effective.
Love what you do.
Yes.
My brother, I love what you do. I love it, love it, love it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Any
other thing you want to, of course, share with us? Because that's a powerful.
This is something that was burning inside of me for the longest while.
Okay. Yes.
Have a good night, sir.
Thank you very much, and it is an honor and a pleasure to have you able to ventilate that which was burning in you. I'm sure that it is now quenched to a satisfactory degree. Right? So, people, that is what it's all about. It is simply that. You do not use the technology and believe that you can striate or stratify the society in the way that it was. No, the internet is supposed to be the great democratizer, the great equalizer, just as education in itself. But it is much more poignant, much more pronounced, and much more what I consider to be important and significant with the advent of this kind of information technology that is at our fingertips and at very nominal cost, particularly for a government. Let's go to the lines. Pleasant good night. Welcome to the corridor.
Good night, good night, good night to you and everyone. Lennox, you know, all let us be bad talking the PNM government. Everybody, I know. But the PNM government is about the greatest government in the world. It's the only government that I see they have wakamen, men walking cutlass and shovel and hoe and broom, walking online. So I don't know how they have to do that, because people talking out now, you know, people coming out and saying.
Mr. Tagoza, hold on. We have Mr. Freeport on the line, so we'll take you in just now.
Yeah, people talking out now. They're talking out now that how much employee that a gang have, and just about 3 or 4 coming out to work. And some of them saying that they have a gang in the Port of Spain area, but the fellow who control that gang have family living in Cedras and Icacas. They on the payroll, and the people who on the payroll working as a Sept worker, employee, don't know that they have a salary to collect. So this is the kind of thing that's going on. So this is why I say they have everybody working online.
I hear you, my friend. I hear you, my friend. You could be as sarcastic as possible, but that is stereotypical of the PNM, and they will ablum straight in your face, just as Rowley demonstrated. You're guilty as hell, but aggression is the best form of defense. And when you drill down, you see that all of the evidence shows culpability, and right now they cannot exculpate themselves from the incrimination that they have brought onto themselves because they committed the multiple crimes that they did. I could never forget the reason for closing down Petrotrin, for example, and the consequence of the problem with foreign exchange exacerbated simply because Rowley's name was called in the fake oil matter, and the entire cabinet sat there in the most, what I consider is treasonous conspiracy that Trinidad and Tobago could have ever witnessed, and closed down Petrotrin and send, of course, some 65,000, you're talking about 30,000 persons, and that is a delusion in terms of URP, CPEP, and the forestry workers. No, 65,000 persons, directly and indirectly, a whole community, a whole section, a whole physical section, a geographic section of Trinidad and Tobago was literally shut down and sent into a spiral, a downward spiral of poverty, crime and criminality, and of course the disbanding and the dissolving of families, and people of course committing suicide, etc. as a consequence. That is what the PNM legacy is. They could talk how much they want. That cannot be easily eradicated. It is indelibly planted in people's memory, and they will pay the price politically because they must be relegated, all of them, to the dustbin of political history in this country. They could jump high, they could jump low, they could twist, they could shango, they could bambo, they could sweep, whatever. That is inevitable for them. That is their faith. They have done too much to Trinidad and Tobago. Go ahead, my friend.
Because when Franklin Khan said that AV drilling double up the drilling capacity.
Brutal and total lie. Brutal and total, because after it was discovered, they couldn't produce half of what they claimed that they were producing. So we know that that the evidence is irrefutable. So let's not waste time with these people. But they will get what is coming to them sooner hopefully sooner. But if it comes later, it doesn't matter, frankly, once they get it. I have another caller, and of course, we have run out of time. So if you have another matter to address, let's get it on, and then we will.
All right, here one. Give Takariko a chance. I'll call back the next day and we'll continue.
Okay, good. No problem, man. No problem. Thank you very much, of course, for being so magnanimous and generous. A pleasant good night, Mr. Tagarigua. Go ahead. Yes.
You hear me good?
Loud and clear, my friend.
When Desmond Carty say all are we thief?
Yeah, Desmond Carty, yeah.
Yeah, you know that famous statement. You know who you are talking to? Not only the government ministers, you know. Because he tell you, all they who are supposed to be working full time, all you're cheating, are not going to work, and giving a fair day's work. He talked that, you know.
Yeah. That's right. Yes. But he was comprehensive, yes. I got that impression.
Yes, but you see if they were going on today,
Yeah.
vocabulary exposed,
Yes, man.
you're signing book and going home.
All right, yes. Don't forget, of course, we gone past time fast and furious.
You only changing that call for tonight.
I hear you.
So when man him talk about the new government, the same thing was continuing.
Yes.
It never stopped, but it will stop this time.
Okay.
So one night I'm going to tell you something else because we have enough time.
Uh-huh.
But that case while we talking about the other pages, the fellow thing have to be a blast this, you know.
Okay.
Trust me what I tell you. Man didn't take that case and send it to America, you know. Why he do that? He couldn't win the case in Trinidad.
Yes.
He sent it to America for Burke Hillman to become a state witness.
All right. We'll have a chance to extrapolate. I don't want to engage at this point because we have to wind down at this point.
We talk tomorrow.
Yeah, we talk tomorrow. Yes. People are out of necessity. I don't want to leave here at 10 o'clock, and I see that it is about 8 minutes too. So people, of course, thank you very much. I had a video to play with that young man who got that 8 once, but we'll deal with that tomorrow. Maybe by serendipity, by divine intervention, it refused to play. So that means I could at least stay as close as possible to 9:30, even though, of course, we are about nearly 30 minutes short, or should I say, in excess of it. But that being as it may, of course, let me just finish by the way we started, and that is, of course, it is Sunday, and we like to, of course, have some religious tone to what we are doing. And my favorite Sunday anthem, of course, is this. Yes, and of course, thank you very much, of course, for participating and for making your respective contributions. Let me say, have a wonderful rest of the night, and of course, see you tomorrow morning on the Ground Report. Andy, Mike, and myself, as we continue with these and other issues. Bye-bye.